For the last 3 years, we've been connecting you to issues and people in our area. If you're 40 and over and single, this morning's guest will be doing the connecting. Stay tuned. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on Connections, a ministry of First Presbyterian Church of Myrtle Beach. And we're visiting with its publicity coordinator, Barbara Bell. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in.
I'm glad to do it.
This
Anytime.
is thrilling to think about. Of course, the year kicks off again for Connections. I believe you said September 12th.
On the 12th, right.
Okay, so we're getting close.
We had sort of informal meetings this summer, but nothing on a regular basis.
Right, good. And of course, Connections has been around quite a while.
Connections been around about 10 years.
Is that right?
Yep.
Almost.
I haven't been around Connections 10 years. I've been around a lot more than 10 years.
A few more than 10.
But
yeah.
I haven't been around Connections but about 2 years.
Okay.
No, not even that, about a year.
Have you've been in the area for how long, Barbara?
2.5 years.
Is that right?
Yep.
So you originally from the Carolinas?
I am. I'm from North Carolina, but I've lived all over the country.
Where'd you grow up in North Carolina? Bulk of our viewers, quite a few of our viewers are in the southeastern North Carolina.
I was born in Statesville, North
Right.
Carolina, which is right in the middle of the state. I've lived all over the state. I was in Greensboro for 20 years, and that's where I really worked as a writer and a broadcaster.
Right, yes. The Triad's a great part of the state.
It
Of
is.
course, that's a
It
great
is.
feeder area for the Myrtle Beach area. A lot of folks go down 220 to 38 and straight on down 501 right here.
There's not much of North Carolina or South Carolina I don't know. I mean, I've been all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to stay still.
You're a traveler.
I am. It gets in your blood when you're little. My dad was a brick mason, and we traveled all over the country. As soon as a job was done, we'd go on somewhere else. So I went to 20-some schools, and by the time I was an adult, it was second nature to
Boy.
only stay a little while.
Now, but you've been here 2+ years now, Barbara?
I came here to stay.
I think it's a place to stay.
I came to stay.
You probably said that at other places, though,
I
right?
have not.
Really?
I haven't said it other places. I made an overt decision to come to Myrtle Beach.
What prompted that? Do you know?
Yeah, I know. I decided if I didn't stop moving around, there wouldn't be anybody to come to my funeral.
Ooh. Ooh. Bless you.
I'm
Yes.
serious, excuse me. But really, I did decide that if I didn't stop moving, nobody would know me. I wouldn't have any friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty quick to get associated with other things.
Mm.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
Bless you. Of course, we've got some
Yeah,
better blue
water
there if
might
you'd like
help a
some.
little
Of
bit.
course,
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, the Myrtle Beach area. Had you during the 20 years in the Triad? Did you come down this way a good bit?
I had lived in St. Augustine for several years,
Right.
and I loved St. Augustine, and I wanted to go back. But I will have to work until I drop dead, so I just keep right on finding places where I can work. And St. Augustine, you either work at minimum wage or you don't work at all. And I freelanced most of my life, so I could freelance, but it's very hard to generate a lot of income with it.
Mm-hmm. With freelance. That's freelance
Yep.
writing and broadcasting?
Freelance writing and broadcasting. When one can talk, one
Right.
broadcasts. Right. Actually, I was in Knoxville, Tennessee before I came here.
You were from St. Augustine to Knoxville
Yes.
to Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
There's another Fox 43 in Knoxville, one of only
Yes,
5 in the
there
country.
is.
That's great.
Absolutely. And I decided to leave Knoxville and come here because you have an ocean.
We do.
Yeah.
They've got quite a bit of mountains close to Knoxville, though, right?
I'm not a mountain person. I
Right.
really love the ocean. And Myrtle Beach was big enough, had enough commerce to maybe support me. So I came here alone, not knowing one single soul, without a job, without a place to live.
I think that commonly happens, folks, to go to Myrtle Beach that way, and probably to many other beach communities. I suppose Daytona Beach or Virginia Beach or other areas, and that's less of a beach area, but I'm sure a lot of beach destinations get folks who come that way.
A lot of people do, but not usually at my age, I think.
Aha, yes.
Alone. But it's been great. I love Myrtle Beach. It's not what I thought it would be. I really didn't have wonderful connotations of Myrtle Beach. But I've found that Myrtle Beach has a personality of its own.
So
It's
real quick, Barbara,
very
you didn't have a good
unusual.
connotation of Myrtle Beach, but you came anyway.
Yeah, I
and
did.
then you've been
I did.
pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah, really surprised. It's not as beautiful as St. Augustine. It's not as exciting as Santa Barbara, California. But Myrtle is a good name for it. It's a good earthy place to go.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, the bulk of our viewers are in the PD
Yeah.
in southeastern North Carolina. They don't live down here. They obviously probably come down here to other beach communities,
Yeah,
unless they're
they do.
mountain
They do.
girls or guys like
Yeah.
we're not. But a lot of folks come down to this area, so it's you're right. It's not necessarily the place that people stay. A lot
Part of
folks
it
visit.
is that it's in the middle of the coast. And I didn't want to go all the way to Florida again because my children are too far north.
They are where?
I have a daughter in Knoxville and a daughter outside of D.C. in Fairfax County, and I didn't want to go that far away.
Right.
And so Myrtle Beach was sort of in the middle. And I looked at the possibility of going to Wilmington, to Savannah, to Charleston. I decided Myrtle Beach was probably the best place for me to go. And you have a lot of entertainment here.
We do.
And entertainment is, well, I wrote a column on entertainment for years, so it's very, very much a part of me. And I wanted a place where there was some entertainment.
Sure. Your girls have been happy about the move. Mom's now down in Myrtle Beach. We can come visit her.
Well, that's the other reason I came. People always come to Myrtle Beach, so if you move to Myrtle Beach, you can count on somebody coming to see you.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Daughter in Knoxville,
Yeah.
daughter in Fairfax.
And granddaughters all over
and
the
grandgirls,
place.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Any grandboys?
I have I have two grandsons. I have an adopted 4-year-old, and my other daughter has a 10-year-old son. And I sometimes forget about that wonderful 4-year-old. He is the apple of my eye, and he's been down here a bunch. He would really like to move to Myrtle Beach.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He
He'd
can't
like to
twist
move.
his mom's arm enough,
I
though,
wish.
yet. Yeah.
I hope that will happen.
What's
I
your,
really do.
what do they call you, Barbara?
They call me Mimi.
You're Mimi?
Uh-huh. People call me a lot of different things. BB, Mimi, almost anything but mother.
Right, except mom.
Yeah.
Or mother, that's
Yeah.
right. And your granddaughters, they call you Mimi then, too.
Yep, they
So
do.
one of them got it started as Mimi.
That was the 26-year-old.
Oh, God.
It's been a while. I have a 4-year-old and a 26-year-old.
Granddaughter. You have
Yeah.
a 26-year-old granddaughter.
Yes,
Wow.
I really
My
do.
age. That's
She
fascinating.
just got out of college.
Is that right?
Yep.
Well, that's
She might end up here too.
That's
who
right.
knows?
She's probably thrilled that Mimi's down in.
She's been down several times. I must say they've come to visit me much more than they ever have before.
Much more than when you were in St. Augustine.
Yes, even more than that.
And probably your daughter and her children in Fairfax didn't come as much when you were in Knoxville because you were
No,
near the other daughter.
No,
and-
they did
yeah.
not. This has been the best location so far. I
Right.
like the climate here.
Yeah,
Well, this summer's been a little treacherous.
it
but-
has been
Yep.
tough. That's right.
But I do like the climate. I like the whole ambiance of Myrtle Beach. It's earthy's the best word I can think of. It really is not a very sophisticated venue,
Right.
but there are a lot of advantages, a lot, and it's not a terribly expensive place to live.
It's not. You're right. Today's Monday the 22nd. 3 weeks from today,
Yes.
September 12th, is when Connections kicks back off again
Absolutely.
for the new year.
Yes.
I think we got a phone number for folks to call if a viewer needs to get out of the house now to get off to work
Yes.
or out to school. What's the best number for someone to call?
457-7350.
Okay, 843-457-7350.
Right.
That's Todd Harms. I believe you said he's the singles minister.
He is the singles minister.
Great.
You know, this is very unusual for a church to have a singles minister. It's probably the reason why this organization, Connections, has lasted so long. Because there's someone, he wasn't the first minister.
Right.
But there's always been a minister, which means that the church decided, the leadership decided to back this. They saw a need and decided to try to meet it. And they still are.
Absolutely, on a
Yep.
very committed basis. You know, so oftentimes First Presbyterian, when they see a need, will invest with other churches
Yes.
into a group like Helping Hand, let's say, or the community kitchen or otherwise.
Yeah.
But in this instance, making the singular claim as a church to provide ministry on behalf of First Presbyterian Church is
Yeah.
a big deal.
I think it started out as a ministry for all singles. Now Connections is the over 40 group.
Oh, really? Okay. Over
There-
40.
There is an under 40 group,
Mhm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
which you would belong to.
I would.
Yes,
And your
you
granddaughter.
would.
That's
Yes.
right. And others,
My
yes.
granddaughter, that's right. And I'm not real sure what they do, but Connections, the group I belong to, is a very, very diverse group. And we range in age from 40 to me.
Yes.
I'm probably one of the
44. Yeah,
oldest
that's
ones.
right.
Yeah, I probably am one of the oldest members. And I did try to coerce younger ones into coming,
Uh-huh.
but they're busy working, so here I am.
Now, how did you become the publicity coordinator, or
It
publicity
was
chair, or
very
publicity
easy.
person?
It was so easy. All I had to do was just attend, and somebody said,
Barbara, I bet you'd be
yeah, I
good for
bet
this.
you'd be good at this, right. And they didn't really even know about my background.
Is that right?
No.
They just heard you speak and said, she can talk.
Yeah, they knew I could talk and that I wasn't exactly shy, and
Right.
yeah, that I just might get it done.
Now, and of course, for our viewers over 40 who'd want to attend, they're calling. Of course, Todd Harms acts as the singles minister or the
For all of
for
it,
all the
I think,
groups,
yeah.
the under 40, the over
Yeah,
40,
I
and
think
the other
so.
events.
I
They
think
right.
so, yeah.
He's a very dedicated gentleman, and
Oh,
a
he
newlywed. He
is.
just got married this
Yeah,
summer.
but we're not going to kick him out. We'd really like to have him stay with us. Todd's a wonderful man. I've
He is.
really enjoyed knowing him. The whole group is good. It's kind of like an extended family. This is not a dating venue.
It's not a dating venue.
No, it is not.
Why do
dating
big groups
venue.
of singles get together? Well, I mean,
Because
folks would
singles-
imagine a dating venue, possibly a
know.
place to meet folks, but this is
Yeah.
good.
It is a place to meet folks.
Right.
But there are all kinds of folks. And single people get really lonely.
Mm.
Single people need all the connections they can get.
Mm-hmm.
And the older they get, the more they need those connections.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people in this area who are not well connected, who don't happen to have family here, or they haven't lived here long. Lots of people here have not lived here long, and so they don't have the connections they need. And we all need friends and people to call on when we need them, or to give to when they need us.
Mhm.
And I really can't stress that too much. We have a lot of couples who have come together through connections. but-
Really?
Yes, we have, but it's not intended that way.
Mhm.
That's just human nature. But the people who come are family. They are all ages, and they really get along well together. And there's so many different activities that you can kind of pick and choose what you want to go to.
Good, and we want to talk about some of those
Yeah.
activities. Is it ministry first, or people getting together first? Or
It's-
something else first?
It's well named. Connections is what it is.
Mhm.
It's a way to connect with other single people in this community.
Right.
And we don't do a lot of talking about the fact that it's a ministry of the Presbyterian Church.
Mhm.
I think the reason it's so strong is because it does have that leadership and that sponsorship.
Right.
But and there are a lot of dedicated volunteers in this group. It's
Mhm.
not just Todd. There are a lot of volunteers. But it's not really, we don't focus on the religious part of it.
Mhm.
But the truth of the matter is, it's a very natural thing to become part of Connections and then decide to drop in on the Sunday school class,
Aha, yeah.
which is the way it happened for me. I got to know some of the members, and sooner or later somebody say, why don't you come join us?
Right.
And I really hadn't been attending church in a long, long time. And I decided to just drop in and see how it worked. And I did.
Right.
And I've lived a lot longer than a lot of the people in that Sunday school class, and I've had a lot more time to process spiritual matters, and I don't agree with everybody in the room, and they don't agree with me, but it's a very open forum, and I found it, I think the reason I was drawn to Connections and to the Sunday school class is because this group is open to anyone of any faith or no faith.
Okay, great, good.
And that's
now,
important.
the Sunday school class, on the other hand, is obviously a faith-driven thing.
It's a Presbyterian.
Is that a Connection Sunday school, or is that just a single Sunday school, or just a Sunday school?
It's one of several.
One of many Sunday
Sunday
it's a single
class.
Sunday school. Great.
It is.
Okay.
It's a single Sunday school class.
It is a tie-in to Connections indirectly, obviously. Not really, maybe not at all.
It's a chicken and the egg thing.
Okay,
I think
sure.
it started with the Sunday school class and grew out of the Sunday school class to Connections.
And the Sunday school class is also an over 40 singles.
Yes,
right, sure.
yes, it is over 40. There's some members that are not much
That are
over
borderline,
40.
yeah.
But, yeah, it's anybody who feels comfortable in that setting, and not all people would.
Right, sure. And of course, I wouldn't ask tough questions, Barbara, because you're their promotion or publicity promoter. But I mean, someone would say, "Well, why over 40? Why not over 35? Or can I sneak in? Or how would I get there?" And,
well, I think that's such a natural thing. Birds of a feather do still flock together.
yes.
And the younger members of the group, I think it was all together to begin with, and eventually the younger people said, you know, I'd really rather we break this off over here, and we'll just work as a younger group, and that's fine. That's fine.
Those whippersnappers. I'm one of them. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My
I know.
fault.
You are one of those.
And I've attended Connections in the past when it was a very broad age group.
We still
back in the late
wouldn't kick you
90s.
out.
I hope I wouldn't get kicked out at 34. That's right.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Barbara, of course, at the kickoff in 3 weeks from today,
Yeah.
on the 12th. And if someone wanted to learn more, again, it was 457-7350?
Yes, we will meet again between now and then on the first Friday. Well, actually, we always celebrate First Fridays, and we do these things away from the church. I want you to understand that.
Good, yeah, both events.
The dinner on Monday nights, every Monday night, beginning the 12th of September, that is held at Magnolia's Restaurant on Kings Highway. It's about 21st Street. And it's at 6, and people can just come drop in.
Magnolia's on 26th on Ocean Boulevard.
No. Yeah.
Right. The one down on Ocean Boulevard, right down there on...
Yeah, but I think it's 21st, isn't it? 21st?
It's on 26th, I
Okay.
promise.
All
Forgive
right.
me. Yes,
Okay,
not
that's
so.
all right.
But folks can call the phone number to confirm that,
Yeah.
to make sure.
Absolutely.
Across from the Anderson Inn, down on
Yes.
Ocean Boulevard.
Yes, you're right.
Right down there on Ocean Boulevard.
And if people feel a little bit reticent to walk in alone, please don't, because just look for me. Just look for me. I'll be there, and I know the first night I went alone.
Share that with us. Give the
Well-
viewers a sense of that first night, because you're right. The toughest part oftentimes is attending the first time.
It
Absolutely.
is. I'm not very shy, and when I
Right.
came to town, I sat down the first day and called all the media looking for a job, and then I went to the chamber and looked for singles groups.
Yeah.
And I called all the singles groups in town, and I found Connections. And I dropped in, and I wasn't terribly impressed the first time. It seemed to me nobody was paying any attention to me. And so I didn't go for a while, and then I went back. And because I just know that that's the way it is. People are already acquainted, and they talk to one another, and they may not pay a lot of attention to you the first time. Well, that won't happen again. I want anybody to know that, because I'm a self-appointed ambassador.
Yes, right.
When they come the first time, all they have to do is look for me.
Okay.
And I'm serious.
And you'll be there. You attend
I
almost
will.
every Monday
I do.
dinner?
I do. I mean, why not?
Sure.
Single people don't have anybody to eat with. We go look for somebody to eat with. We eat out all the time because we don't want to eat alone. Well, on Monday night, that's a place to go and have dinner for $7.
Wow, $7. Great.
$7, and
Okay.
it's really delicious.
Magnolia's on 26th,
yeah,
absolutely.
And other people to associate with, and we do a lot of laughing and a lot of talking, and there's always a program on Monday nights, and they're good programs.
Who are some of the folks? I know you all have guest speakers on a regular basis,
We
both
do.
educational and otherwise.
We do. We have Donna Tyson spoke one night.
You like Donna?
Yes, she's very good.
Go get her.
We have a lot of speakers. We also have a lot of other kinds of programs. Todd's sister and brother-in-law, who are missionaries,
Yes.
came and spoke one night. But then on the other hand, I'll throw this in. I spoke to the group one night.
Barbara Bell did.
I did.
Mimi.
And do you want to know what I spoke on? You're afraid to ask
Grandchildren?
me.
Travel?
No, not at all. I spoke on advertising for companionship.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I did. I
What- you
happen
mean
to
like
know a lot about it. Yeah.
Advertising for companionship.
I do.
We've only got a few minutes, Barbara. Can you give us a plot summary on that, or a little
Yeah,
Cliff's
that would
notes?
be easy. That would be easy. Back 15, 20 years ago, I did a series of magazine articles on advertising for companionship, because this business of trying to find friends and mates online is just an extension of how it began in newspapers and magazines.
Right.
And actually, it's been around since the pioneers advertised for people to take to the West with them. It's been going on a long time. And I wrote several magazine articles about it when I was living in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I was recently divorced, and I was doing a column on entertainment, and people were always asking me how to meet people.
Sure.
And I began to be aware of this mode of meeting people, and so I did a little research, and a lot of research actually, and placed an ad in a magazine and wrote about the experience and met some wonderful friends.
Wow.
And now today it's an online thing, and you know, I'm scaring you, aren't I?
No, I'm just trying to. I wish I'd known this.
scaring you. I'm scaring
two
you.
events this past weekend. I needed dates where we couldn't get any,
I
Barbara.
tell
Yeah.
you, people say to me, doesn't this frighten you? And I've got to tell you, the number of bad people and good people is exactly the same online as offline.
Ooh, yeah.
I've met some wonderful people online, and some people I really didn't know very well on bar stools. And frankly, you know a lot more about them when you meet them online. But anyway, I talked to the group about that. Really, not saying do it or don't do it.
Sure.
Just saying here's an option, and if it feels right to you, then look out for these things and do it this way. And
That's fascinating, Barbara.
well, it was just one program, one night.
Sure,
that's
of course,
all, you know.
yes.
And we've had lots of really, really good programs, but the only reason I bring it up is to say they're not all religiously based.
Of course, sure.
If there's a word, it's religious.
That you got it. If they're not all religious based, and that's
No.
vital. And when we think about the Monday night, it kicks off at what time on Mondays?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Magnolia's on
the
26,
12th.
right there.
Yeah.
9/12, 3 weeks from now. And of course, that idea, there's also First Friday. You all have an
Yes.
event?
First Friday of every month, we meet at some restaurant in town, different restaurant every time, and we generally meet for a couple of hours, and it's just a purely social event.
Right.
The next First Friday is not going to be on the first Friday in September.
Right.
It's because that's Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It will be on the 9th, and it's at Tyler's Cove Restaurant.
Great. At Tyler's Cove down
Yeah.
there in Merle's Inlet.
Yeah, we meet all over the Grand Strand, and during the year, Connections not only meets once a week and once a month. We have dances, we have parties, we have picnics, we have Jeep tours, we have cruises, it is one of the most active groups I've ever seen in my life, and there's something for anyone. And I want people who are not connected to come and join us,
Right.
because it's a great friendly thing to do, and you do not need to feel any reticence about coming alone.
Great. And that First Friday event, of course, our viewers in the PD in southeastern North Carolina can come down and make it a weekend.
Absolutely.
Could come down and do that. Maybe tougher on a Monday night, but on a Friday, if they want to make it a
Sure.
weekend at the beach, come down and attend the First Friday. They call the 843-457-7350 number.
Yep, absolutely.
That's great.
Yes.
Golly, Barbara, you think about that first night for you attending.
Yeah.
Of course, the big question is, what if Barbara was shy? Oftentimes folks are,
Of course.
both single and married, even shy folks attending events. It's just difficult. not
is.
knowing how to work a room, just not knowing.
And they don't have to worry about working a room. All they have to do is come. And if they don't see anyone they know, just look for Barbara Bell. It's an easy name. It has a ring. It's easy to remember.
Oh, yeah.
Barbara Bell.
It
And we
has a
wear
ring.
name tags.
Everyone's wearing name
All they have
tags.
to do is find me, and
Good.
I won't let them want for anything.
So if they come to Magnolias on 26th at 6 p.m., is it upstairs or is it downstairs? Is it easy to find?
It's in a private room upstairs.
Okay.
And it's easy to find, and the wait people there are wonderful, and they know all about us. We've gotten to know them quite well over that period of time.
Great. Barbara, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
It's delightful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Barbara Bell coming up next. Phone number simple. Take the time to write it down. 457-7350. That's 843-457-7350. Todd Harms, the singles minister for First Presbyterian Church. In that instance, you can call him whatever age you are, but give him a call. Over 40, the Connections, the singles ministry of First Presbyterian Church in Myrtle Beach, over 40. It's a great event. Kicks off, and it's an event that happens every Monday. Weekly meetings at Magnolias on 26th. Monday nights at 6. You heard Barbara say it, whether you're shy or overly gregarious, you can attend. Look for her. Barbara Bell, everyone there has name tags on. It's the crowd that wants you there. They want you to give Todd a call, 457-7350. But even if you don't call him, just show up there. Magnolia's on 26, right on Ocean Boulevard, 6 p.m. Just head on upstairs. It'll be a great evening. They have some fascinating, entertaining speakers. Also, First Friday, the first Friday of every month, except for next month. September, it'll be September 9th instead of September 2nd. It'll be September 9th at Tyler's Cove. You can also call 457-7350. When you see Barbara, make sure you ask her about Wonder Woman.